Hey everybody, Patric Fransko here. I want to talk to you today about how to build an effective homeowner targeted audience on Meta or Facebook and Instagram. If you've heard any of my videos, you know how strongly I believe that if you're going to spend money on these platforms to advertise, you really need to do it in a targeted way so you're getting the most benefit out of those dollars. So today I want to talk to you about how to build an audience that's going to target homeowners that you want to reach in your area. So the first thing we're going to talk about is open up Facebook Ads Manager. The screen's going to look a lot like what you see right here. You definitely want to run all of your ads, campaigns, things like that from the back end of Ads Manager. It gives you a lot more options, a lot more flexibility, a lot more visibility instead of utilizing something like the boost button. So once you're here, we're not going to run a campaign yet because we want to build an audience. So how do you do that? So the first thing you're going to do, these three lines over on the left are your tools. So you want to click that and you want to select audiences. And that's going to create a screen that's going to come up that, because we don't have any audiences yet, that's going to ask you to create a custom audience, lookalike audience, or saved audience. Today, we're going to create a saved audience of homeowners. So once you click on that, you're going to see this screen pop up and it's going to ask you some questions. And we're just going to work down through this so you can see how I would build a homeowner audience. So we're just going to name this homeowner, really simple, so that you can remember it and you can utilize this time and time again on future ad campaigns. The next thing you're going to see is this window about locations. It defaults to something that says people living in or recently in this location. You want to change this because we're trying to reach people that own homes in the area you're targeting. So we don't want to target people that were recently in the location. We want to actually select people living in this location so that we're actually targeting them effectively. Next, you want to choose the location. There's two different ways you can do this. You could do this by zip code, or you could do it by just writing in your city. To make it easy today, I'm just going to go ahead and select where our offices are at in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. It's going to bring that up. I'm going to select it, and it's going to default to this radius. Now, the radius is 25 miles by default, but you can increase it or decrease it based on what you want to target. So I'm going to make it 15 miles, and that's going to show you the circle of what it's targeting. The other thing that's happening, if you notice over here on the right, is it's telling you how big your audience is. Right now, the people that live within this circle are 695,800 to 818,600. So that's how many people that are living there. That doesn't mean they own a home, doesn't mean they could be somebody that's younger, older, whatever. That's just saying the sheer number of people that are living within this circle. The next thing you're going to see is the age. Now, typically people that are 18 are not homeowners yet. So you're probably going to want to tweak this up to, let's just call it like 23. That'd probably be the earliest age somebody realistically could maybe buy a home. So let's go ahead and do that. By reducing that age, you now notice that it knocked this down a little bit because we reduced people that are 18 to 22. Gender is another thing you could target by. For this case, we're going to probably put all because we want to target both men and women, but there may be certain ad campaigns that you're targeting one or the other, and you can select this. Languages, pretty much just leave blank, but here's where we get to the good part, the detailed targeting. So how do we target homeowners? We've got the location set up. We've got the age set up. We've got the gender set up. How do we target homeowners? What we do is we typically start by clicking here and entering something like home improvement. We try to come up with things because home ownership is not an interest graph you can select. We try to pick things that would only be interesting to people that are homeowners. So you see like home improvement, home and garden, home improvement center, Lowe's home improvement, but that shows that that's people that are employed. We're looking for interest. Home improvement, the TV series, no, we don't want that. So we're going to choose home improvement, home and garden, but I also want to potentially choose the home centers as well, because again, people that are interested in those things probably are homeowners. We also could enter something like this, home equity loan. Again, trying to think outside of the box. What are the things that people that own a home are going to be interested in that maybe people that don't own a home wouldn't be? So home equity loans, totally appropriate. And again, once you get a couple of these loaded, you could click suggestions and it's going to bring up a whole bunch of suggestions you could choose. So Let's go ahead and pick a couple. Home equity line of credit, mortgage loans, home equity, cash out refinancing. You're probably not interested in that if you don't own a home. Interior design, mortgage calculator, renovation. You can see that there's all these different things here. You could even, and then you can always type more things in, like let's say Home Depot. Interested in the Home Depot. Let's go ahead and choose that. So now, as you notice, you can add a whole bunch of these things. If you think of things that only a homeowner would be interested in, you could put it in this criteria, and that's going to allow you to target people without being able to select homeowner, because we don't have that option anymore. This is going to allow you to select people that are probably homeowners based on the other things they're interested in. As you scroll up, you'll notice now this audience is down to 310,000 to 365,000. So we're narrowing it down to not just people that live there, but people that are likely homeowners within this circle. Now, there is one way to narrow it down even more. You may say to yourself, hey, people don't make a certain amount of money. They're probably not going to maybe get their home windows filmed. So how could I maybe narrow that down a little bit? You'll notice a little box here that says narrow audience. If you click that and you scroll up, it's going to bring up this window. You can hit browse and it's going to bring up demographics. Go ahead and select that. It's going to bring up education, financial, life events. So you can choose some of those. What we typically do though is we might choose financial and income, and this is going to bring up household income in the top 10%, top 25%, top 50%, and top 5%. Now, what I'm going to do is say, I'm going to select top 25%, because if people aren't in the top 25% of income earners, they don't have the disposable income to purchase window film in all likelihood. So again, I'm trying to narrow this audience such that I'm spending every dollar to get in front of people that are most likely to be interested in my services. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And as you notice, I'm going to come up here to the audience. Now we're down to 50 to 58,000 people. So we've taken that from over 600,000 down to 50 to 58,000 people that likely own homes and that have the money to potentially purchase the product. That's now a good targeted, solid targeted audience. You're going to go here. Once you get all that set the way you want, create saved audience. And what they're going to do is save this audience as a homeowner audience. Now, anytime you run an ad you want to target homeowners with, you can go ahead and select that as the audience, and you're going to be targeting people that are most likely homeowners and have the money to afford your product or service. Hopefully this was interesting, beneficial to you, showed you how that we internally build audiences, and gave you some insight into that. So hopefully that helped. And with that, I'll talk to you later. Take care.